Speaking of a two-horse race, do we have a two-horse race developing between Justin Fields and Trey Lance? Or, for that matter, anybody who took a quarterback back in the 2021 NFL draft, because Trevor Lawrence and Zach Wilson can be involved in this conversation as well. Now,
Davis Mills. You can never forget Davis Mills.
Well, now, Houston, I guess, did Houston have a first-round pick that was earlier than Justin Fields, and they went with Davis Mills in the second round? But in particular, the quarterbacks who went before Fields. Lawrence was one of these guys I would never blame a team. Trevor Lawrence was the known number one overall draft pick a year and a half before it happened. But Zach Wilson was kind of a Johnny-come-lately to the party. Trey Lance was an unknown at a smaller university. If you had gone back to the beginning of the college season in 2020, it was Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, and that's it. Those were 1-2. And Fields went through the process and in some sort of way turned people off a little bit. And he slipped, and he ended up with the Bears. And then we've even watched him for about 8 games this year and went, yeah, gosh, this is a mess. And then something happened. Something happened on Monday night against the New England Patriots 4 weeks ago. I don't know what happened. All I know is the Bears can't stop scoring points. They can't stop scoring points.
Eberflus figured it out.
And Trey Lance has ended up in just an absolute storm. This is like the start of the career could not be worse. You can't get Jimmy Garoppolo out of town, and your body betrays you on a number, even the smaller injuries. When he's been on the field, he's gotten hurt a lot in the first year and a half of his career. Peter King yesterday, 95-7 the game. Will the 49ers regret not taking Justin Fields?
I think every team that draft is going to be saying that in 3 or 4 years. You know, like somebody asked me today, do you believe that Trent Baalke and the Jacksonville Jaguars right now, knowing what they know, would have picked Justin Fields with the first pick in the draft? What I feel pretty confident in saying is if they knew what we know now, they would have traded down and gotten a lot of value for somebody wanting to trade up, you know, for Trevor Lawrence, and they would have taken Justin Fields. And again, I don't think there's any need or any reason whatever to trash Trevor Lawrence. I just think in the last month, the best player in the NFL has been Justin Fields.
Peter King,
what?
Best player
in the NFL
league,
over the last month.
Football League.
I mean, go to his game log, okay?
He's been incredible. And by the way, Houston's first pick in that draft was in the 3rd round, where they took Davis Mills, the 3rd rounder. There were a total of 10 quarterbacks taken in that year's draft. So for the sake of this discussion, we can throw out Kyle Trask, Kellen Mond, Ian Book. And Sam Ehlinger might be a fun one to throw in just because he was a starter for a hot second.
For a minute, yeah.
We'll throw him out as well. If we redrafted the quarterbacks, just the 6 quarterbacks that went from Davis Mills on up, is Justin Fields. Peter King is now saying Justin Fields would go first overall if you just drafted the quarterbacks.
Well, again, so much of quarterbacking is contextual.
Yeah.
Our fan base knows that better than anybody in the entire league. It is contextual. We've literally had Jimmy Garoppolo for 6 years, and at least half the fan base doesn't think he's very good. They think his success is what? Contextual.
Yeah.
So we get that. But this month, okay, from Monday, October 24th until now, November 16th, 2022. Here's the data on Justin Fields. Okay?
4 games, right?
4 games. His team's point total. Now, he's 1-3 in these 4 games.
I was going to say, they cannot win.
His offense's point total in those 4 games, 33, 29, 32, 30.
It's pretty good, Mark.
Okay.
It's averaging 30-plus. And they can't win a game. They've won 1 game, averaging 30 points a game.
Correct.
Yikes.
Well, not only they had a bad defense, then they traded away the only good players they had on that defense.
Of them, yeah, Roquan Smith.
All right, here are the completion percentages in those 4 games. 61.9, 73.9, 60.7, and 60. So still not
great.
Elite passing.
Give me the rushing yardage.
Yeah, 13 of 21, 17 of 23, 17 of 28, 12 of 20. They're still not throwing the ball a whole lot.
Oh, but the rushing stats.
Rushing
the
stats.
highlights.
82 yards and a touchdown. 60 yards and a touchdown.
Man.
178 yards
78
and a touchdown.
That's Kaepernickian.
147 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Jeez.
Hang on. This needs to be a calculation sensation.
Cha-ching.
Hold on a second. Right now.
Give me the numbers again. I'll do it in my head.
82
Yep.
plus 60
Yeah, $1.42.
plus 178
That's 320.
plus 147.
That's 467.
467
Mark.
yards.
Put down your calculator. I'm here for you.
And
5 touchdowns.
5 touchdowns in
on
4
the ground.
weeks.
That's pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive. And we love recency bias in this business. So I'll ask you again. And I'm going to ask it a little bit more firmly this time because I'm going to need an answer. If you redraft just the quarterbacks in that 2021 draft, you've got Trey Lance, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, McCorkle Jones.
McCorkle.
The only Pro Bowler, by the way, among those mentioned, and Davis Mills.
Stop it.
Those are facts.
Well, wait a minute. Just Davis Mills? Are we going all the way to the 3rd round?
No.
There had to be other quarterbacks in there.
No, there was 5 in the first round.
Yeah, just
Trask in the second round. We'll throw him out.
Okay.
Mond and Mills in the third.
Oh, Kellen Mond.
Book in the fourth.
Yeah.
And then Ellinger went in the sixth.
Yeah, Kyle, what's going on?
How do we feel about Pro Football Focus grades?
I love them.
Do you?
I'm addicted to them.
I'm looking at passing grade, just passing, not overall offense, but the passing category grade.
Yep.
Where do we think Justin Fields ranks this season?
Oh.
Spinelli, game show
wait,
music.
So this is like 1 through 32? Is what you're asking? Starting quarterbacks?
Sure. Well, just quarterbacks.
Just quarterbacks.
All quarterbacks.
Passing grades.
Grades.
Probably 25th.
I'll take the over.
So this is with quarterbacks 50% of 445 dropbacks. Justin Fields is 27th out of 27.
Yeah.
It's a great guess.
Yeah, it was a
Really
very
good
good
guess.
guess. And
That's
it was
really
also
strong,
good that
Mike.
I took the over. That was risky, and I did it.
If you put him among rushing quarterbacks, he's probably first or second.
Number 3 in running grade.
Okay, but he's got to be number 1 in yards. He's closing in on 1,000
Lamar
yards
Jackson's probably, as far as, and I can put up the...
749 yards for Fields so far because Lamar has not had any games like Fields has had the last 2 weeks.
Justin Fields is already on pace to break the all-time rushing record for quarterbacks.
Yeah, so rushing yards for Lamar Jackson this year.
He's got 635.
Okay, 635.
And Fields has 749.
Yeah. So, look, if you redrafted those quarterbacks.
Josh Allen, 476, yeah.
I mean, yeah, recency bias, but if you redrafted the quarterbacks right now, Justin Fields goes number 1. Doesn't he?
I think the only
goes number 1.
The only debate would be he or Trevor Lawrence.
And like, I'm going to take the L. Like 5 weeks ago, I'm like, he can't play.
Right.
And that, like, I get it. It sounds ridiculous, but if you drew a line 4 weeks ago, he literally had no good games in his career. None.
A couple good plays against the Niners.
And then all of a sudden, 4 straight weeks of 29 plus points and averaging 113 yards a game on the ground with 5 scores. Like, I mean, the athleticism has never been in question, but could you turn that into points? The answer had always been no. 4 weeks ago, they snapped a finger, and the answer has been unequivocally yes.
Still can't turn it into wins, though.
No, because his defense gives up 35 points a game. Yeah, Kyle.
He's 6th in the league in rushing out of everybody. That's crazy.
Running backs included.
Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Nick Chubb, Josh Jacobs, Damian
That's
Pierce,
stupid.
Justin Fields.
All right, so how would y'all answer that? Niners going to regret Trey Lance, and you can answer it with Justin Fields or any other way. Niners going to regret Trey Lance